Oakland. A city with a rich culture is reduced by headlines and statistics to a crime-ridden city of gang violence, drug use, and instability. But underneath the reductive media narrative lies a city with a rich history full of community, resilience, and activism that celebrates the power of grassroots movements stemming from the Black Panther Party. The Black Panther Party is an organization that emerged within the urban tapestries of Oakland and was born as a response to social injustice. The Black Panther Party, despite being labeled as a terrorist organization by the American government, marked a pivotal turning point in history by implementing unique social programs such as the Free Breakfast Program, which not only shaped and influenced the American government's actions, but also addressed African American communities' immediate needs for food during times of oppression, reshaping community government dynamics and serving as a catalyst for subsequent social initiatives. This is the story of how the Black Panther Party's Free Breakfast Program shaped American history, inspired generations, and left a lasting impact on civil rights activism as we know it today. Emerging in the 1960s, the Black Panther Party, founded by Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale, was chartered as a response to the police brutality that ran rampant during the time. The 1960s served as the peak of the civil rights movement, a period of social and political unrest in the United States. The movement aimed to eradicate segregation and discrimination towards the black community stemming from the racial horrors of the 19th century America. The group started with patrolling neighborhoods, armed to assert their position and defend their community. Focusing on challenging systemic oppression, Newton and Seale led the group following the 10-point plan, which advocated for basic rights and freedom.
He said, Bobby, he says, we're going to draw up a basic platform, just basic, that black people can read.
The 10-point plan initially surfaced in early editions of the Black Panther Party newspaper and conveyed specific goals and demands advocated by the Black Panther Party. It was built upon the ideology of Marxism, as the party believed that capitalism was built through the exploitation of certain socioeconomic groups, particularly the African American community. The group was thrown into the national spotlight in 1967 when Seale and his supporters protested against the Mulford Act, which prevented Californians from carrying loaded firearms in public without a permit. Interpreting this as a deterrence from fighting police brutality, the Black Panthers fought against the California government, leading to a shootout between Newton and the Oakland police. This pushed the group into the limelight, resulting in a renewed attention to the ongoing police brutality, initiating social changes aiming to leave lasting impacts. By 1969, the Black Panther Party branched out from how it started in 1966. Instead of restricting direct oppression from the police and government, the movement adopted active efforts to mitigate inequities in education and poverty in the black community. The outcome of those efforts was the Free Breakfast Program for Children, a volunteer-based effort that through donations distributed complimentary breakfast to local children in Oakland. A group of children enjoyed a complimentary breakfast before school. The scenario resembled a typical school cafeteria setting, but the Black Panther Party, not the government, was responsible for providing the breakfast.
For example, they used to serve cookies and I think graham crackers and milk in the morning to children in primary school who had the money to pay for it. And if you didn't have the money to pay for it, you had to put your head on the desk until the other kids finished eating. I always thought that was very bad, but at the Oakland Community School, everybody eats.
The program was not merely about providing a meal. It symbolized a broader commitment to the well-being and future of the African American community. By tending to the nutritional requirements of young individuals, those who would otherwise attend school on empty stomachs, the Panthers sought to break the poverty cycle that hindered educational opportunities and personal development.
If you start feeding the people in the community, they're going to start wanting to learn and grow. They're going to want to be prosperous. They're going to continue to learn and grow and learn who they really are, and we're in trouble.
Panther volunteers worked tirelessly to organize and execute the program, waking up at 6 a.m. every morning to clean, set tables, and prepare food. Providing a warm and welcoming environment where children could start their day with security and support, community centers and local churches became hubs for distributing nutritious meals. This program began in the Episcopal Church in Oakland, serving nutritionally rich breakfasts to a few children. The operation quickly transitioned from feeding 11 children to 140 hungry children. By the end of this period, the program had transcended its Oakland origins, reaching 23 cities around the United States. Within weeks, the number of children fed soared, and the program soon fed thousands. Between 1969 and 1970, the free breakfast program made a great mark by serving over 20,000 children, and the massive growth highlighted both the need within these communities and the effectiveness of the Panther's grassroots approach. The exponential growth underscored the nationwide need for such initiatives and demonstrated the Panther's ability to mobilize resources on a massive scale. Collaborating with community partners, they secured food donations and kitchen supplies, demonstrating the power of collective action. The inclusion of nutritionalist advice highlighted a commitment to providing not just any meal for the children, but a nutritionally balanced one, ensuring that they received the sustenance they needed for optimal educational development to promote the ideas of equality and Black liberation. Yet, not everyone welcomed the Black Panthers' attempts at social equality. FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover opposed the party's ideals and declared war in 1969, deeming the free breakfast program, quote-unquote, potentially the greatest threat to the FBI's efforts to destroy the Black Panther Party. Seeing how the program attracted attention for its moral biases and support for the youth, he saw it as, quote-unquote, a front for indoctrinating children with Panther propaganda, believing it contrasted sharply with his efforts to portray the Panthers as a radical and dangerous organization.
They are the greatest threat to the internal security of this country. We want to make it clear to Black youth that if they want to be revolutionaries, they will be dead revolutionaries.
Hoover granted law enforcement to the FBI's counterintelligence program to dismantle the group, claiming it was for supposedly quote-unquote violent nature. The FBI's counterintelligence program employed a range of actions to discredit and dismantle the Black Panther Party, which varied from accusing the Panthers of extortion to harassing those who supported the daily meals. The government sought to label the Panthers as criminals and undermine the community, so they raided. It started with program sites and then moved to destroying food facilities and disseminating false propaganda to erode local support. One instance ended with smashing and urinating on all the food that was to be used for the children's breakfast program.
Us getting up at 5 in the morning to get the food, to take the food to the churches or the different locations in Oakland and San Francisco, none other than to be stopped by the police.
The intensification of FBI and local police actions, coupled with internal conflicts within the Black Panther Party, dealt several blows to the organization. These challenges ultimately led to the closure of most Panther chapters and the discontinuation of the free breakfast program in the early 1970s. Despite the US government's continued animosity towards the Black Panthers, the government's assault on the free breakfast program did not erase its impact. The acknowledgement by the head of the US National Lunch Program in 1969, which the Black Panthers were feeding more low-income children in the state of California, was a pivotal moment that called attention to the efficacy and impact of the Black Panther Party's free breakfast program. The success of the program became a catalyst for broadest changes in national policy. The US Department of Agriculture began piloting the school breakfast program in various cities in 1966. Still, the strength and visibility of the Panthers program contributed to its expansion and eventual transformation into a national entity in 1975. In today's landscape, where socio-economic disparities persist, we are reminded how communities can come together to address injustices. Today, many American public schools have adopted similar programs, serving as many as 14 million students in 2016. The shift to a free breakfast carries numerous benefits, such as a boost in grades, standardized test scores, attendance, and cognitive performance. Furthermore, the breakfast addresses economic inequities, giving children equal access to a quality education.
California has become the first state in the nation to offer free school meals to all children.
Public schools across Pennsylvania will have breakfast for all students regardless of income.
Looking at the array of progress that free breakfast provides, the controversy surrounding the breakfast program in 1969 seems incredibly ironic. Not only did its establishment develop an improved approach to grassroots activism through community service, but it also left a mark by influencing government initiatives. We see how it nourished countless children's bodies in the seeds of change, reminding us that grassroots movements that have the power to challenge systemic inequities and resilience, even in the face of government suppression.
You're going to interrupt a child from getting his health, his nourishment, so they can go to school and be good and be happy.
Living in a world plagued with a struggle for social justice, the Black Panther Party serves as a reminder that even seemingly small acts of compassion and solidarity can transform the trajectory of civil rights activism, leaving a long-lasting legacy by paving a path towards a more equitable future for youth today.